Do you remember that time when you chipped in on that par 5 at Sun City South on your way to shooting 33?
Yes, I do.
Back when you were just a little guy playing 9-hole tournaments.
Yeah.
You know what I remember about that shot?
What do you remember?
It was too high.
Too high. Still went in.
It did go in, but it was too high, which brings us to, this is one of those things I see players all the time fall in love. I've got an 8-iron in my hands. Jackson has a sand wedge. Players fall in love with one club around the green, and I'm telling you, you might be good with one club around the green, but so often good is the enemy of great, right? And it has taken a long time. Jackson has finally come to embrace this, but it's a really important aspect, because why do we want to play the ball lower when hitting these chip shots when we're up pretty close to the green here?
You just have a lot more control over the shot.
Right.
And you don't have to make such a big swing. Like if I'm just hitting a chip shot and I'm like just this little like 15 feet shot, I'm just like, can't be making that big of a swing. I can mishit it and it goes way over. That's why such a little swing with the low shots just makes it a whole lot easier to control and less
yeah, just less, there's a lot less variables that you have to account for.
Exactly.
Not only does, and I like what you're saying there, this is 15 yards, not 15 feet. I like what you're saying.
Yards.
but yeah, so there are a lot of things when you are hitting that longer shot with a more lofted club, you have to make a bigger swing, and you can chunk it, you can blade it over the green, lots of bad things can happen. In general, when we're covering a certain distance, if we can do that with a really simple, smaller swing and maybe a less lofted club, we should always choose to do that. So let's talk about how to set up to hit the ball lower. So go ahead and take your setup. And this is BLT is what we say here, which is that the ball is positioned in the back of the stance here, okay? The weight is on the lead foot, and the shaft of the club is tilted towards the target. That de-lofts the club, right? So it's BLT, ball in back, weight on lead foot, shaft of the club tilted. That's what's gonna help us make this little, shorter little swing that de-lofts the club at impact. And it's a lot easier to control, and you don't have to make a big, kind of dangerous swing to hit these shots around the green. You're gonna get it a lot closer. So you wanna give us a, Jackson's got to go through his routine. You know, these little mini tour players, I got to go through the routine every time. So our spot, should we say what our spot is here?
Sure, yeah.
So with a 56-degree sand wedge, which is what Jackson has, we're going to talk about this a little bit more, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a 15-yard pin here. So with a sand wedge, generally when you're hitting that lower kind of trapped little bump and run shot, you can expect the ball to fly half the way.
And run half the way.
And then run half the way.
All
So
right.
his spot that he's looking to land it is, you know, out from my foot over here. This is perfectly straight. So you're probably just right out here, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, and he nailed it. And there's a little kick in 8-incher right there. So nicely done there, Jackson.
Nice.
Good shot. So that is kind of the setup with this, the BLT setup, setting yourself up to be able to hit this lower shot, okay? In this next one here, we're gonna get really into some detail about how you choose your landing spot so that you can just really have confidence that you're picking out somewhere in the ballpark of a really good spot to land it with whatever club you choose. So we're going to talk club selection and landing spot here in this next lesson.